All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome in. So in this one, I wanted to really just assess the New York Jets' future, talk about four main bullet points, four main questions that the New York Jets have got to figure out answers to, right? It's just as simple as that. Now, obviously, yesterday, just another disappointing loss, a complete blowout by the Arizona Cardinals. The Jets were dismantled, both on offense, defense, and coaching. You just felt like Arizona had the edge. Once again, no life. Once again, there's the same issues popping up over and over again. And at this point, it's just hard to envision Jeff Ulbrich as the head coach of this football team. It's hard to imagine Joe Douglas sticking around. I think, right, I would assume the Jets are going to clean house. So let's dive into this list here. The first question that this organization needs to answer is who's actually going to be making the decision here, right? We have the whole Woody Johnson or Chris Johnson thing, but nobody actually knows what's going to happen with that. There's still so many different, possibilities and outcomes. The assumption is that Woody Johnson's just going to retake his role as UK ambassador, but A, that's not confirmed. B, there is a chance that Woody Johnson could be put in a different position. Although, you got to think either way, right? Whatever position he ends up taking, it's going to essentially offload his New York Jets duties. So in one way or another, Chris would be getting some sort of overseeing power with this Jets organization. But then you have point C, which is the timing of it all. When is Woody Johnson expected to go? When are people within the Jets organization assuming that Woody Johnson is going to, take on this new role? Is it going to be right after the season? Is it going to be a month after the season ends? So, Woody Johnson can go accept the role and, leave for 4 years, but there's still a chance he could be the one hiring the next GM. He could be the one hiring the next head coach. Right, and then he just leaves right after that, and then he leaves Chris Johnson to deal with it. Or does Woody say, "Hey, you know what, Chris, you're going to be here for the next 4 years, and this is going to be your show. So, I want you involved in the decision making process." I highly doubt Woody Johnson would say, "Okay, you know what, I'm the owner of this football team. I'm not selling the team, and even if I'm not leaving right this minute, and there's still there's still work to be done for this Jets team, because Chris is going to be here, I'm just going to allow Chris to pick his general manager. He's going to pick the next head coach, and I'm just going to stand and watch." I think if Woody Johnson is here and he is not left for his role as UK ambassador, or if he gets some other position, then he's going to be helping. He's going to be in the decision-making process, and then it's going to be Chris either standing by or helping him out. So that's the first hurdle with this organization. Who is going to be making the important decisions in the offseason? Is it going to be Woody? Is it going to be Chris? When is Woody leaving? Is he going to leave? The ownership's, from an ownership standpoint, there is a massive question there. The second big-time question is the Aaron Rodgers decision. Now, I feel like the worst possible outcome with the Aaron Rodgers decision is he doesn't have one. He doesn't say, he doesn't commit for the future, but at the same time, he doesn't retire. He just leaves, one foot in, one foot out the door, and it's just kind of this limbo, waiting period, which we saw Packers fans really get annoyed with towards the tail end, right? Is he going to retire? Is he going to hang it up? He flirts with retirement. And it's understandable, right? Obviously, first ballot Hall of Famer here, one of the best quarterbacks of all time. But at the same time, there is an organization here that needs some sort of clarity on the quarterback position. So the Aaron Rodgers decision is huge because A, he's 41 years old. B, he's owed a ton. He's owed a ton of money. C, it's important for the next general manager and head coach to, have an understanding of who is playing the quarterback position, right? I don't want to be, I don't want to have the Jets be taking head coaching interviews. Take your pick: Cliff Kingsbury, Aaron Glenn, Brian Flores, whoever, Mike Vrabel, and they say, "Oh, what's up with Aaron Rodgers?" And the Jets say, "We don't know. He's contemplating retirement. He might be back. He might not be back." If you're a head coach, listening to that's a weird situation to sign up for, to sign on not knowing who the QB is. I think right now then it's totally 100% justified to say, yeah, the Jets should rebuild. This regime has not got it done. There are holes on this football team. There's a lot of one-year deals. There's a lot of money being spent on this team, and we are a bottom 10 squad, but we look, on Sundays like a bottom 5 squad in the National Football League. It's time to blow it up. It's time to acquire new picks for the next general manager. If you want that, you're 100% justified in that way of thinking. But again, when it comes to the quarterback position, what Aaron Rodgers decides to do is going to play a massive part in the next general manager and the next head coach. And speaking of those two titles, the third question, who are the Jets going to hire as the next general manager of this football team, right? There's a lot of good options. Same with head coach. This is kind of the bright spot here, because I know there's a lot of negativity surrounding the Jets and, with this team moving forward and firing Douglas and firing head coaches. Look, teams fire head coaches every year. Teams clean house every single year. And it's annoying because the Jets have a playoff drought. It's annoying because we always feel like we're in this position. But you know what? If Joe Douglas is not getting it done, which he's clearly not, if the season continues to play out this way, Ulbrich, Downing, Hackett, it's, for me at least, I would be looking into hiring a new staff, which I'm actually really, really excited for. I'm excited to turn the page and change the philosophy, change the attitude, change the energy with this team. It's just, it's hard to watch on Sundays. It really is hard to watch. I mean, we all know this. We all saw what happened yesterday. We all see what the Jets' record is. We all see the Jets' playoff chances. It's god awful. It's just pathetic at this point, right? In my opinion, I'm excited for the change. So the point is here, when it comes to hiring the next general manager, when it comes to hiring the next head coach, this cycle specifically is actually way above average. There are tons of available options for both spots, right? Both jobs, GM, head coach. The Jets are going to have a lot, you can argue, all right, well, they might not be the most attractive job and this and that, which is fair, but there are plenty of options. I think, right now I would feel good with a multitude of different head coaches and a multitude of different general manager candidates. And we're going to talk about, each job opening in further detail, of course, for the rest of this, as time moves on here. I might actually just drop the GM video this week. I have a notebook full of names, biographies, everything. Right, it's sitting right here. I just haven't done it because I don't want to be talking about off-season content in the middle of the season, let alone before Thanksgiving. Like, that kills me. It's like this team just cannot get out of their own way. But here we are, right? This is the reality. So again, I might just do the GM video this week, talking about some of the best candidates, in my opinion, for the job, some of the most qualified guys, and guys who I just feel like would be great fits for the position. So let me know your thoughts on that. But yeah, for me, I think those are the 4 big questions for this Jets organization when you're talking about assessing the future. Number 1, ownership, structure, and standpoint. Who's going to be making the decision? Is it going to be Woody or Chris? Number 2, the Aaron Rodgers decision. Number 3, the next GM. And number 4, the next head coach / vision and identity and culture for this football team. So anyway, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it. And as always, go Jets.